I'm live. Hey, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? This is nuts. I'm going live for the first time on YouTube. And yeah, usually if you're not on my Facebook, you wouldn't know that I used to go live a lot. I used to go to live every single day, actually. I used to go live every single day for 230 days in a row. Let's see. Hey, what's going on? Cyberlow, what is up? All right, so I guess the reason why I'm making this Facebook Live, ooh wow, a YouTube live stream. What's up? Just being Furioa. What's going on? That's crazy. I have no idea what to expect in terms of Facebook Live. I don't know who actually is gonna hop on. Let's see. Awesome, man. That's great, dude. Thank you so much for, I guess, tuning in and commenting. That helps me kind of understand who sees these, because I don't know, for me, I never really figured out YouTube live streams on computer because you have to do like an encoding software and it gets really complicated. And then I realized you could just do it on your phone, which I'm doing right now, which cuts out all the chaos. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I guess I want to keep this short and, not too long. Do I have a girlfriend? No, I do not have a girlfriend now. 9 years and still single, and that's okay. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But the first thing I want to focus on is, first of all, if anyone is coming on from San Luis, oh my goodness, these comments, they disappear really quickly. I saw your speech today. Thanks, August. Sad life. All right. I feel like I gotta respond to them. Oh wait, no, I could actually view them here. What? Show live chat messages. Yes, show them. M. Quinn, hey Richard, I was that girl who called you Ricardo. Hey, oh, that's so cool. So part of the reason why I'm doing this live stream is mostly, half for my existing YouTube audience, the other half for my friends at Yuma. I was in Arizona today. So normally I was about to do a Facebook Live, but I realized that would be completely irrelevant to all of you, especially who was at my presentation earlier today, because none of you are going to follow me on Facebook because you probably don't use Facebook. So I'm going to use YouTube. I'm sorry I don't use Snapchat. I know I'm super dated. I don't know, like I just got a nice iPhone 7 Plus, which I never ever thought I would. I always get hand-me-downs, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to invest into something that I'm going to use. And I'm using it right now. Look at that. So I need to get to the point. It's already been 3 minutes. So why am I making this video? For several different reasons. If you're just subscribing to my channel, you might be wondering like, hey, where's your or if you're a returning subscriber, you'd be like, Richard, where are your videos? Like, you haven't been posting in forever. And honestly, it's one of those, I will post when I just feel like it. I missed your comments. These comments need to, oh, I can view them. I see. If I just touch the screen, I see. Okay. They disappear, but I can see them. I was the one, blah, blah, blah. August Monster, hey, it's me. Ciao, buddy. Stop attention seeking. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's see here. Cool. So, what's going on here? So I'm going to post a video, probably, we'll say by Wednesday. And it's going to be a little bit of a vlog based off the speech presentation I did at San Luis High School with all the Yuma students. So that is something that I will do. And let me see here. Shout out again to all my Yuma friends that I made today. And for people who are already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. And I'm looking forward to creating more content. I'm a little, how do I say this? I'm a little in this transition period of my life where I don't necessarily want to, how do I say this? I don't feel like busting out a camera, recording it, editing it, uploading it. So if anything, if I'm going to create content from now, I feel like a lot of it's going to be YouTube live videos or live stream videos, just like the ones that we're doing right now. I think they're a lot more interactive. I could actually talk to you. Because this is more my style. I would rather have a conversation versus, how do you say that? Then record something and then talk in the comments. Because I'm going to be honest, like, they're great. but I just think live conversations are just so much more natural. Like, this is my style. This is what I do. So I will read your comments. Let's see. Goodness, there's a lot of comments here. Okay. Dury, the mean dog. All right, found your channel in my sophomore year of high school. I am a senior now, and your videos helped me out through some hella rough times. Thanks for everything. You're welcome. Thank you so much for leaving that comment. Like, I really appreciate these things, because the thing is, from my perspective, I honestly have no idea what how my videos impact people, because unless people actually tell me what they've done, or what the videos have done, and I just create content, you know? There's no tracking device that says I've impacted this many people. I just keep creating and crossing my fingers, hoping that it will make a difference in someone's life. So I appreciate that feedback. Thank you so much. And chances are, Dory, so I don't know if you saw, I'm guessing you might have seen the video, like, what is it? High school advice, like bad grades and motivation. So Mitchell who I made the video for about 2 years ago, he just sent me a random YouTube comment or something, and he's like, hey Rich, I'm struggling with these grades and stuff like that. That was 2 years ago, and literally it was because of him that video even was created, and that video kind of blew up, you know, in context of my channel. I think it has like 70,000 views on it or something like that, which is one of my highest viewed videos. And Mitchell who literally just commented, I think 1 or 2 days ago, kind of his status and how he was, you know, he was struggling a lot. And I mean, he's still struggling, but I think he said he went from like a 2.0 GPA to a 3.3 GPA, which is pretty awesome. So that's really cool to see that. Let's see. Cyberlow, hey Rich, you have helped me cut down on video games so much, bro. Dude, thank you for that comment. I appreciate that a lot. I don't go to Yuma, Metro Pride. When I say Yuma, I mean Yuma. Oh well, yeah, that's true. Yuma area. All right. Yeah, I know you're. Is that Phoenix? Phoenix, was it Tucson? Phoenix. I'm pretty sure it's Phoenix area. Just being, at least your hairstyle looks cool. Thanks. All right, so please forgive me. Am I going to scroll through? Okay, who asked about the girlfriend? Oh, Just Being. All right, Just Being, you asked about the girlfriend. So, do I have a girlfriend now? The answer is no, I don't. I've been single for 9 years, and since I'm live and we're talking about this, let's talk about this. So, I've done a lot of dating. In the past, we'll call it 9 years. Especially in the past 4 years. I have gone on over 40 dates. I've gone on dates with at least 40 different people. Now, before you start judging or making assumptions on what 40 people means, like, oh wow, Richard, that's a lot. What a slut, you know? Whatever it is, like there's a reason behind it. And you can either do that, or you're like, oh wow, Richard's a player. I don't know what you're thinking right now. But the reason why I know this number is because I'm a type of person who I'm very, how do you say this? I'm very, I like to analyze things, and I like to kind of, I'm not a huge statistics person. Like, I don't, you know, do math. That's funny. If you were in my presentation today, you would know that I failed statistics 4 times. But anyway, I do like to see numbers, so it helps me kind of give me a better perspective of, you know, things. Like, for example, I had no idea how many people I dated, and I'm like, I wonder how many people I've dated. So I went through my Google Calendar and literally searched date with, or date W / or dinner with, or lunch with, and of course I filtered, you know, if I had like lunch with a friend, then, you know, that doesn't count. But I put together a list of 40. There's probably a few more that I didn't keep track of, but anyway, you're probably making a bunch of judgments already, or assumptions about Richard. So the reason why I want so many dates is because I did a lot of online dating. So that's like Tinder, Coffee Meets Bagel, OkCupid, whatever, all those like online dating sites. And what I just did yesterday, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, I made a decision, you know what, I'm going to uninstall these apps. And the reason I did that was because I realized I already know what I want. in terms of a relationship. And this whole time, you know, I stay busy, so dating apps works because it's one of those things you could just do off on the side. And the reason I kept doing it was I had this idea of like, well, you know, it doesn't hurt to try, you know. And what if I miss a perfectly good opportunity if I don't try online dating? And although that might be true, I've honestly been doing online dating for a while. Wow, this is a whole video in itself. But the reason I got off of it is I realized the quality of matches with online dating just doesn't work with me, because I'm looking for a very specific kind of person. And not that I'm super picky, but one of the biggest qualifications of a person is someone who's out there, I don't know, how do I say this? Out there, someone who has like a vision that they want to support and help people in the world, because that's what my life is about. My life is about kind of giving back, contribution, and just supporting other people. So I want to be with someone who shares that same philosophy of they want to give back. They don't need to be a motivational speaker. They don't need it, you know, it could be something else, but they just have to have that kind of perspective. And what I found with online dating is there aren't a lot of people like that. And if they are, it's in a different way. So I've messages like hundreds of girls, and it's a total hit or miss. And when I say total hit or miss, it's more miss 99% of the time, you know? So for myself, what I've kind of come to a conclusion of is if I'm ever going to do dating in general, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm like, no offense to anyone who does online dating, and there is no offense. Like literally, it's just a personal choice. I realize it's not worth my time to filter through. I don't know how to say this. What's a good analogy? I can't really think of. But imagine you have like a pile of sand. This is a random analogy. Imagine you have a pile of sand, and you gotta dig through to find that one little speck of a diamond. You know, like that's what I feel like online dating is. I have to dig through all the sand to find that one little speck. Well, what I really should be doing is I should be going to the diamond mine. They're going to be harder to find in there, or it's going to be harder to find a diamond mine, but I know if I focus on that diamond mine, that's where I'm going to find a more compatible person. And that diamond mine to me is surrounding myself with, I guess you can say, groups of entrepreneurs or people who are already doing worldly, mission-driven stuff like that. So that was a huge tangent, nothing related with this video topic, but that's how I roll. If you don't know, this is how I do my Facebook Lives. They're very unscripted, open. I talk about whatever the heck I want to, and hopefully they connect with people. Okay, so I'm going back to comments right now. Let's see, why the Phoenix? Yeah, okay, I'm lasting on 10 hours of sleep for the past 40 hours. I need sleep. Good night. Good night, Em. Great to see you on, and I hope to definitely connect with you more. Let's see. Cyberlo. Nice. Connecting. I sound like your brother, smart guy. I will take that as a compliment. Oh, boy. Let's see. Does race matter? Thanks for the explanation. Does race matter? How do I say this? As much as I want to say race doesn't matter, which in essence it doesn't, but that does not mean that I don't have preferences. And my preferences, man, this is getting personal and almost irrelevantly personal. So my preferences, I was going to say Asian, but it's not even Asian, because there are certain Asians that what I realized, I thought it was, just Asians in general, but there's certain kind of Asians that I mesh better with personality-wise. Vietnamese. Who else? I'm Taiwanese, but Taiwanese Chinese is like a maybe. The ones that I don't mesh well with, in general, not saying you don't have a chance, or they don't have a chance, but Japanese and Korean. Like, for some reason, it's just culturally, it's very different. Well, I don't know, something about Vietnamese girls they grow up in a certain type of culture that's like Vietnamese American specifically. I don't know, they just have like a certain personality that meshes very well with what I'm looking for, but I'm definitely not limited to race, because that's just based off my past experiences. That's what I've seen. However, I've dated a Caucasian person, great connection, and if you are watching this, Caucasian person, you will know who you are, because there's only one of you, and I'm talking to you. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. That was definitely a heartbreaker. But we're still friends. It's kind of weird, and I don't, it's okay that I'm opening up about this. If you see that, if she sees this, she'll be okay with it. So I could talk about dating all day long. There's always challenges and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Hold up. Okay. Hey, you remember that girl from your first group speech, the gay one? She is my friend. Let's see. First group. Yeah. Yes. I absolutely do remember that. The A+ Asians. Yeah. Let's see. So, dating and race. Honestly, so here's, if you were in my, whether or not you were in my presentations today, I'll kind of fill you in if you weren't there for the Yuma presentation. So, what was it? Oh, I briefly touched upon how we all have prejudices. We all have certain biases or things like that. And I think the goal is for us to eventually be open-minded, for us to be accepting, no matter what race, religion, sexual orientation, how someone looks. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just, I think the ultimate goal is for us to, again, this is my opinion, is to just be open. So, that being said, in terms of dating, I love that you asked that race question. Does race matter? And in my heart, I want to say no, it doesn't. But the reality and the truth that I don't necessarily like about myself, but it is what it is that I do have prejudices, unintentional prejudices. It's not like I'm trying to be racist. It's just I have certain preferences towards certain ethnic groups, I guess you can say. And most definitely, like, Asians, I'm like going back to like Asian culture and things like that. So Taiwanese specifically, Taiwanese are very, traditionally, they've been racist towards African American black people. I remember when I was younger, my mom would always be like, Richard, like, don't bring a black woman home. Like, you're like, pretty much like, don't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Like, that's, you can't do that. And I remember, even if we would joke about it, I'm like, hey ma, I have a black girlfriend. She'd be like, oh no. And I would mess with her. I'm like, come on ma, like, don't say that. What if she's super nice? What if she's Oprah Winfrey? And she's like, oh, okay. Oprah Winfrey, okay, then maybe. So, I say that, so I've definitely been attracted to African American women before, but naturally it's more challenging for me to do that. So, again, my goal in my life is just to become more open and accepting towards everything. I've learned to be accepting towards in certain areas, but I'm still learning in other areas. So, thank you again. Speaking at Yuma and Yuma, I don't know, San Luis. We'll say San Luis because that's the official city that we were in for the presentation. Speaking at San Luis, Arizona today was amazing. It was eye-opening, and I had the opportunity to be more open-minded because I realized I'm going to be very open here. I'll read your comments, by the way. I'm just trying to flow with my point. So there were more than one student, and I definitely will not name names, but there's definitely more than one student that voiced their I guess you can say sexual identity preference. How they felt one way. For example, they were a female that wanted to transition into being a male. Now, if we're going back to dating preferences and things like that, for me, like, naturally, like, to me, I'm like, that's a little bit off. Like, something feels weird to me about dating someone who went from a guy to a girl. Like, that's just my prejudice. That's what I've grown up with. I've grown up in an environment that judged that. So when I remember online dating, I matched up with someone who was a woman who used to be a man, and I'm like, that's interesting. Like, I'm like, that's a little weird for me. Just being real. But then today's presentation, when certain people spoke up about that, about how they were wanting to transition, I'm like, wow, that's really interesting, because I didn't have that, like, negative thought. I didn't have that, like, oh, that's weird. You're like, you shouldn't do that. I was actually, dude, that's really cool. You do you. So what that made me realize was, why was I judging this person that I was like on a dating site with? You know, that's her preference. You know, and I should honor that. I should respect that. So to me, that was a little bit of a an eye opener. You know, and thank you for that. I appreciate I appreciate getting called out on my BS. You know, I appreciate being called forward and learning from, I don't know, my challenges and my imperfections. You know, it's I'm constantly growing and learning. All right, comments. Let's go comments. Let's see. All right, Jessica Lamb. Since you're on the topic of dating, like I've encountered situations where I connected well with a person, but I knew too much about them, like external factors such as family background that pop up. Let's see. Red flags. Do you have any red flags? Okay, hold on. By the way, sorry if it's, you know, it shakes whenever I touch it. I just got, I'll show you. I got these, I just got these in the mail today. So it's pretty cool, okay? So there's a clip on it, right? There's a clip, you clip it down somewhere. I have two of them. I'm using the other one. That's why when I push this, it just like, you know, swings back and forth like a little bobblehead. And this is where the phone goes right here. Ooh, I could show you because I have two. And it's cool. So this one hangs down. This is for my microphone. I'm not using it right now, but if I shoot like YouTube videos, not this one, I can hang it here. And it's super cool because if I hang my phone down on this one, literally I could be typing on my computer and looking at my phone at the same time. Sorry, that was super random. Let's get back to the point. So Jessica, let's see, what were you asking? You were asking red flags. Let's see, person, family background that pops up. Okay, so Jessica, so this goes down to opinion. Let's talk about marriage for a second. So sorry, I'm laughing because this video topic was literally, I'm making a video soon. And now we're on a completely different topic, but I don't care. And I mean, that's a great thing. This makes me just believe like, I'm just going to do more Facebook lives or YouTube lives on YouTube. And I don't know. I'd rather do this and create content and have to like brainstorm and think about what I'm going to say and then have it like flow and form into something. I just want to have a real conversation. So much easier, so much more real, and I think hopefully more impactful. Okay, so red flags in terms of family. So let's talk about this. Here are my here's my gut like instinct right away in terms of red flags for, let's say you're dating someone but their family's like, man, they're crazy or something like that. My personal thought is, just because a family is crazy or a little bit off, it doesn't mean the person that you want to date is necessarily at risk, you know, red flag. I believe if this person fits you and you resonate on a heart level, you're like, you know, I really like this person. And I could just sense, you know, there's something real here. Like I could sense this relationship is going to work well with this person, but the family's a little bit off. So here's the little bit of a tricky part. I believe if you're marrying the person, I know we might be getting ahead of ourselves, but if you're marrying this person but their family's weird, and you intend on, you know, loving this person for them and maybe not getting the family so involved, then yes, sure, that might work. However, if you're one of those people who want to, like, you know, let's say family here, right? And there's a man, woman, whatever, woman, man, doesn't matter. And let's say these two are marrying each other. A lot of times they will say it's not just two people marrying each other, it's two families marrying each other. So when these two marry, it's the whole family. So of course, ideally, we want to marry someone with a great family, you know, great background, all that kind of stuff. I don't believe that's necessarily true, as long as, like, for me, if I fall in love with someone but their family's kind of meh, I think all that matters is that I fell in love with this person for the right reasons and not necessarily their family. Again, family is also very important, but it would not be the deal breaker for me. Red flags, if there's red flags inside that one person that you're dating, on the other hand, then that's a red flag, and be like, oh, I see. You don't even like me. That's a big red flag, you know? I don't know what all the red flags are, so I'm gonna go with that. Rich chill with the PC. Okay, I thanks. So does that mean you haven't had? Okay, all right. We're getting. Let's see. We are getting. This is YouTube for you, huh? Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming to San Luis. Yes, I definitely had fun. Going. Let's see. Probably off topic, but I was wondering if you had any tips for dealing with school stress, especially now with college apps coming up. So college apps are coming up. That means you're a senior. What is it? November. Yeah. Okay. So you're a senior. Dealing with stress. That's a bit of a vague topic. Let's see. If I'm going to put myself back into your position. Oh goodness. I'm going to take a quick pause. I will answer your question, but this is really interesting to me. So I'm going to call some of you forward who are on the stream right now. And so some of my a good amount of my subscribers came from my quitting video game addiction video. And there's a common thing about people who play video games and people in that realm. It's funny because a lot of the subscribers, it's I get a lot of trolls because a lot of gamers are trolls. So as you could tell, and I'm calling you out a little bit out of love, or I don't know, just out of conversation. You know, let's have a conversation about this. I see there's a little bit of, how do you say this? I don't know, bitterness, resentment. Like, well, I don't know what it is. I don't take it personally because I know none of it is personal. But I mean, I really don't want to make a big deal. I don't care to. How do I say this? I know it's not personal, so like there's no need for me to go into an argument about this, you know, but I could sense something, and what is my point here? I think really it's, for me, honestly, this channel, this is great. I'm just feeding the fire right now. I already know I'm feeding the troll fire right now, and for me, my thing is I'm just here to create positive content. You know, I'm not here to have trolly conversations, which I know I'm going to get because the nature of the videos that I've made in the past, and people who continue to follow me for that reason. But again, if it's weird, like a few of my videos that blew up, I created a lot of subscribers who will see a lot of this positive stuff that's a little bit sideways of this original topic, and then they're gonna be like, well, what is this stuff? So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll have continuing conversations because I already know that the more I do these Facebook Lives, the more trolls will start appearing and seeing these things, which I don't mind, and hopefully I could support in, I don't know, offering a different perspective. You know, I'm not here to tell you that you should do something differently. I'm just here to offer a perspective. Okay, so I will answer your questions in order. So tea and cream. Let's see, tips for, again, going back to dealing with school stress, especially now with college apps. How do you deal with school stress? I think one thing that we don't do enough as students is we don't do a good job taking time off. I know we probably hear it a decent amount, like, hey, take a break. And then in your mind, you're like, what are you talking? I can't take a break. I got to study. I got to do my apps. I have all this other stuff to do. I don't have time for a break. I think what we really get to do is have a break. Like literally, I know I got a crazy schedule. I know in my mind, I have so many exams to study for. I know this doesn't sound practical, but literally it's like giving yourself permission to take a, I don't know, 10-minute break, 15-minute break, 20, 30, maybe an hour, you know? I know that sounds crazy. You're like, no, I'm just going to stress more because that takes away time from me. The thing is, when you take a break, don't take a break feeling stressed and like, oh no, I got to get back to studying, you know? Like this break is such a waste of time. Don't do that. I think if you're going to take a break, what you want to do is you really want to focus on taking a real break, meaning giving yourself permission to take a break for 10, 15, 30 minutes, an hour, depending on your availability. I don't know, sometimes half a day. on a weekend, whatever it is. But just feel out, how much time do I need to take a break? Breathe, breathe. And just know that give yourself permission to have 15 minutes where you don't stress out. Just be like, okay, I'm just going to breathe. And just be at peace. And just sit here and chill. You know, not worry about my exams, not worry about my college applications. Just breathe. Like, that's literally what you get to do. So I hope that's supportive with stress. I don't think we give ourselves enough free time to just be by ourselves. So that's my little nugget for that. All right. Same thing with Teen Cream, but how do I deal with rejection? Dory, I'm gonna ask you to just search on my YouTube channel rejection. I think I have like at least 3 videos on rejection, and I think they're pretty clearly outlined about how to deal with rejection. And if you have more questions, then feel free to ask me. Let's see, Jessica, I have another question. Since you've discussed a lot about depression before, I was wondering, what are some methods to approach or help friends who have talked to you about things like depression? Methods to help or support people, friends that have expressed that they're depressed. So with depression, I would say it's a little bit of a, how do I say this? I don't want to, not that it's a touchy subject, but it's one of those things that you just want to be aware of. The safest thing you could do for someone who is depressed, in my opinion, is to just be a listening ear. Ask them, hey, what's going on? You know, like, of course, if the next question I'm going to ask is like, is there anything I can support you with? Chances are someone who's depressed, like, oh no, I'm okay. You know, like I don't really need anything. Like, I think the biggest thing is they have a lot on their mind, and as a good friend, I think what you can do as a friend is to be that open space for them to share their challenges. Because people who are depressed oftentimes end up going into their shell, you know, turtling up and not expressing how they feel because they're afraid to. They're afraid to be vulnerable. So as a friend, I think how you can support is to create that open space, to create that trusting open space where they feel comfortable enough to share with you, where you're not giving them any advice or feedback, or advice specifically. You're not telling them what to do. Oh, you're feeling depressed? Hey, maybe you should stop smoking and doing drugs and I don't know. I don't know what. Sorry, that's not a great example, but you get my point. Like, don't tell someone what to do, because that's one that's going to close off their safe space. They're like, oh, they're telling me what to do. I don't want to listen to them. You know, like, I'm already under enough pressure for myself. I don't want other people to give me pressure. So create that safe space for someone who's depressed. Let me see. Hold on. So why I'm kind of in my little thought bubble right now is I haven't fully related with my own personal experiences. I definitely have experiences where I felt depressed and have been depressed in my past. This year, beginning this year, 7 months, super tough. January through end of July. It was just like, it was super rough for me. So, but I'm not currently in that space, you know? So my mind, I have a more positive mindset, but I remember when I was in that space, I isolated myself. You know, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I played video games. Hey, shout out to people who came here or saw my Why I Quit Video Games video and then, you know, started playing again. Why? Because that was my escape. And yeah, I'm being real. And the thing about YouTube videos is people assume, oh, they watch one video, Richard talks about how he quit video games, and what? He's playing again? You know, the thing is, I'm a human being, and I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be. The thing is, with YouTube is the video stays static, you know? 3-year-old video is still there. I'm not taking it down because I think it adds value, but I wish I could continue to update, but Facebook Live is a great way to do that, like what we're doing right now. So that's why I'm sharing with you right now. It's hard for me to create content like every single month to like, hey, not playing video games anymore. By the way, I have not been playing video games for I don't know, a month, 2 months, three, something like that. I go in these little phases where I play for a while and then I quit, or not quit. I just, yeah, whatever. I uninstall it and I'm like, you know what? It's not serving me. I'm not doing it. So, but each time I go through this pattern, I get better and better and better. So that's what I have around that. Hopefully that helps with the question around depression. Let's see. Was my question too personal? Let's see. Just be. Let's see. For this context, a little bit, yes. I personally don't mind talking about that. I can't tell if you're being like super serious or not. So I want to err on the side of you know, I'll feel it out. Right now I feel like that was a little bit more on the troll side. Let me just ask this question. If it's real, then you know I'll feel it out and dive into it. Let's see. Okay, Elisa, let's see. What positive habits do you maintain or try to maintain? Thanks, Richard. I appreciate you. Okay, so positive habits I try to maintain. Oh, goodness. This is a great question. This is a challenging question for me. So there's two questions. What positive habits do I maintain and try to maintain? Two very different things. What do I try? Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. Here, let's go with what positive habits do I try to maintain? Okay, so I do this thing. Hold on, let me see if it's right here. Is it here? Yes, it is. Okay. Boom. There we go. You see this book? This book is called The Miracle Morning, and this is by my friend Hal Elrod. This guy's a freaking baller. He's a boss. Like literally, this guy has sold 1 million copies of this book. I don't know. He's a bestseller, you know? So that guy right there. Yeah, so cool guy. Anyway, so I've actually made a video about this before, just talking about how awesome these rituals are, these positive habits. So pretty much the theory behind this book, I'll give it to you in a nutshell, is there are 6 habits that he promotes that we do every single morning. And the thing is, let's say you wake up at let's see, I'm gonna go with you wake up at 6:30 in the morning every single morning. Instead of waking up at 6:30, what you do is you wake up 1 hour earlier. I know you already hate me and you don't want to hear this, but hear me out. Okay, so instead of waking at 6:30, you wake up at 5:30 now, and what you do for that 1 hour, pretty much that 1 hour that you invest waking up earlier, even though you lose an hour of sleep, it's going to kickstart your day and make you feel so much more positive. So 6 things. The acronym is SAVERS. SAVER stands for silence or meditation. By the way, you do 10 minutes of each one of these. That's the structure. Silence or meditation. You sit there, you know, calm yourself down and you meditate. You could do a guided meditation on YouTube if you want. I do a 5-minute guided meditation. I think it's the first or second one. A for affirmations. I have a list of affirmations. I don't think I made a Facebook video, but it's on my Facebook wall, but you're not going to find it. Like, I'm present every moment. I'm in my heart. I'm a generous listener for everyone. I'm a connected, powerful, loving man. Those are affirmations. And I would repeat those. For me personally, I repeat that. I have a list of about 20 affirmations I repeat times 8. Ideally. I'm not currently doing it. V is for visualization. Visualize, what do you want? Do you want an A on that test? Do you want to become an actor or an actress? By when? You know, by the time you're 25? Okay, so visualize it. You know, what is your house going to look like? You know, visualize. E for exercise. R is for reading. So reading, you know, whatever positive books you got. This is the one that, that's on my desk that I should be reading. Great book. Yeah, anyway. That's R for reading. S, the last S is for scribing or journaling. So those are savers. Those are the 6. Again, I don't want to talk too much about this because this is going to get way too specific. So I do this, or I want to do this. I don't always do it. But I recommend doing this, the Miracle Morning. And another really easy thing for me personally, that I'm poor with habits right now. Forgive me. Yeah, I'm not a perfect human being. Another one that's really easy to do is gratitude. Literally, it's asking yourself a simple question of, what am I grateful for today? Or what am I grateful for in this moment? 3 things. Another thing, whoa, whoops, hold on 1 second. Where is it? All right. So another positive habit thing is this right here. It's I don't know if this is backwards, but it says the 5-minute journal. Okay, so this literally it's a journal that takes 5 minutes a day, and here I will show you. I'm gonna open up to a random page. All right, so you don't have to get this book. This book is really expensive, to be honest. This book costs $25. You could just write it yourself. You like literally just copy all this stuff. I'm sorry, Ramdas. Hold on, I gotta Icon and Ramdas. Alex Icon and UJ Ramdas. UJ is one of my friends. So I'm sorry, I'm stealing, but it's really just simple. But I do have this. I was gifted it. I have some copies of this, so if you live locally, maybe you can get a copy for me. But pretty much it asks you, I am grateful for. Focus. Not you, the camera, it won't focus. I'm grateful for, so you write 3 things you're grateful for. This is morning. Second one is, what would make today great? Third one is daily affirmations. I am grateful. I am awesome, powerful, connected, loving, generous, sexy, like whatever it is. And then at night, you just write 3 amazing things that happened today. And how could I have made today better? So that's the 5-minute journal right there, okay? My main thing is gratitude. Gratitude is so important. Just being grateful, I believe like the key to happiness in life, part of it is just gratitude. It's just like literally, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor, or you have a broken leg or you have cancer. If you are grateful for what you have, instead of focusing on what you don't have, like literally your life just gets better. And I gotta practice it more. I'm not preaching that I'm the greatest at this stuff. Those are positive habits. Last thing, wow, this is a long YouTube, first YouTube live. I usually do 30 minutes on Facebook Live sometimes, but I guess because this is the first one, it's kind of cool. Okay, last thing for positive habits that I do, let's see. One thing, I was on a call with my coaching client. He's also a friend of mine, and we're on the call and we're like, we should both agree to make a commitment. So I challenged him. I said, hey, I will be your accountability buddy every single day from now, November 3rd, all the way till December 31st. Every single day we're gonna work out. He lives in Mississippi. I'm sorry, Scott. Mississippi. He's somewhere over there in Central Time. Anyway, he's in Mississippi. I'm sorry, my mind is blanking out right now. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyway, we are accountability buddies, and I just made a commitment that I'm gonna work out with him every single day. A little bit scary, but I already made the commitment, so I get to follow through. Also because he's my coaching client, so it's like, shoot, now I gotta show up. I'm scared. Trust me. Okay, so that's what I have for positive habits. Anything else? Positive habits. I mean, there's other stuff. Brushing my teeth, flossing. Goodness. Other stuff. I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's enough information with positive habits. There's other stuff, but that's a pretty good core. I would like to tap next time. If you ask me, I'll dive in deeper about what I'm currently doing in terms of positive habits. There's so many questions right now that my mind's racing really quickly, and I have to go to sleep because I have to wake up at like 5 a.m. in the morning because I'm going to LA to mentor some students tomorrow. But I was going to do this this was going to be like a 3-minute YouTube live. Now it's 45 minutes. Okay, let's see. But I will finish up these questions. Okay, the last question I'm going to answer is from Mazur Gaming TV. All right, hold on. I mean, up until then. Okay, do you have any close friends you completely trust and can be completely vulnerable with? Do I have any close friends that I completely trust and can be completely vulnerable with? I want to say yes. And when I say this, how do I say this? I feel like I have a lot of friends. And the thing about me is I've created a circle of friends friends. I mean, even though I don't have like I do have best friends, but my circle of friends, I don't consider them all to be my best friends. They're just really good friends that I know I could just talk to if I pick up the phone. So to answer your question, yes, I do have multiple friends that I could be vulnerable with, and also it's also a choice. I'm someone who practices vulnerability like regularly. You know, I stretch myself. My whole mission in life is to help people build up their self-esteem. And one of the most important things that I have to do, that I have to keep stretching, is my vulnerability. The willingness to be open and share about my personal challenges and things like that. On that note, I'm still kind of working through certain things like, what was that? I'm sorry. Was it just gaming? Just being. Just being, you're talking about like, hey, have you had sex in the last 9 years? A little bit personal, and the reason why I'm not answering this question on this stream is I'm processing, is that an appropriate question to answer? So right now I'm gonna err on the side of safer and not answer that question. Trust me, I'm willing to go there. Just not right now. We'll talk about that next time. Okay. La 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 la. Okay. Oh, my bad. Not trolling, just curious, and was wondering on your moral standard on sex. Like, do you ever do one night stands or sex on first dates, stuff like that? Okay. Here we're we're gonna go there because I can tell you're being real. So, moral standards on sex. So, growing up, I've always had this mentality of I'm not gonna have sex until I get married. All right. Isn't that funny? We were just talking about how I wasn't gonna talk about this, and now I'm talking about it. I think it's a very, because we're getting into a real conversation here, and I'm willing to do that. If you're just kind of, I'm not what's that, accusing you, but if someone was just trolling and trying to ask certain questions just to troll, or you know, they didn't really want to respond to it, I'm not going to answer that. But if you genuinely want to know, okay, so growing up, if you genuinely want to know, then I will answer it and be real with you on it. So growing up, I always had this idea of, oh, I'm not gonna lose my virginity until I get married. And I remember someone in college, one of my hallmates in my college was like, hey Richard, I remember you said that freshman year, and oh man, I want to answer the question, and we can dive deeper into this. I don't want to go like super crazy deep. Let's see. So here, let me answer your question straight up. What's my moral standard on sex? Sex, like, do you ever do one night stands or sex on first date, stuff like that? Okay, so I've never ever had sex on a first date before. One night stands, I've never done that before. Am I open to it? I've considered being open to it. It's one of those things where, like, in my mind, I've considered. However, I'm very, like, I trust myself to know where my limit is. And if I'm feeling one way, I'm like, I want to try that. But if I'm like, you know what? In the process, I'm like, this doesn't feel right to me, then I'm not going to do it, you know? So up until now, no, I haven't. And for the most part, I try to be very, how do you say this? It's a little bit of a balance. It's like, I am willing to consider, however, not so open to be like, yeah, let's just do it, you know? So I'm careful with that. I do value that intimacy and kind of what that means, you know? So it's not just throwing myself around, and everyone has their own style of doing it. So I am just gonna leave it at that. Cool. That was super personal, especially for my high school audience, but there you go. I'm trying to be a real resource here, you know? I'm not like, because these are real conversations that people have. So I'm gonna leave it out. Okay, last question of tonight before I go to sleep. Missouri Gaming TV, are you going to come back to Travis Ranch this year for career day? Ah, oh, goodness. Why you gotta ask that? So I decided this year I decided, just because of my priorities, that I was not going to make it out this year. That hurts. I enjoyed doing them for the past 2 years, and I definitely want to do it for, consider for future years. It's just, with all the speaking and different things going on, I want to focus on other areas. So I guess my answer to you is no for this year. unless you can massively convince me and I happen to be free on that day, which I'm not sure if I am. All right. So there we go for that one. All right, Teen Cream, dude, you should do more of these live streams on YouTube. Whenever I'm feeling down, I turn to your videos to keep myself positive. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer all the questions. Teen Cream, thank you so much. Seriously, that means so much to me. I'm not just saying that because all popular YouTubers say that. I'm not saying I'm popular, by the way. I'm just saying, you know, people say that. But the reason I say that is literally because that's real. It's the thing is, I don't know what impact I make unless people tell me, because literally I just put out information, I hope people take it, and that's it. And sometimes people are like, hey, Richard, you changed my life. And it's one of those feelings, I'm like, did you just say that to be nice, or did I really do something? And I'm not fishing for an answer right here. I'm not fishing for a compliment, but literally thank you. That's all I want to say. Thank you for putting that out there. And I'm super happy, and I'm also honored that you decided that you were going to stay here for 51 minutes to listen to me give answers. To me, that means a lot. And to have that privilege to be here and have people listen to what I have to say and have the privilege to do what I love doing is such a blessing. So thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and to connect with you. And I look forward to connect with you more. Definitely. Alrighty. Just being, thanks man, respect to you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Especially when you have to wake up at 5, get your beauty sleep, man. Jessica, thanks for doing the live stream. Really appreciate all the talks and responses. Thanks for the saver tip, bro. Andrew, good to see you on. Friend from high school. That's awesome. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for hopping on. And trust me, like, part of me, you know, I love doing these live streams, and that's why I was able to do them every single day on Facebook for 230 days straight. I stopped doing them because, how do I say this? Life got tough, and I decided I just needed a little bit of break. But things are better, and I want to hop on, do more YouTube lives. Facebook maybe. I'll play around with both of them. So, okay, cool. By the way, you guys are awesome. YouTube audience and Facebook audience are very different. Except for Andrew. Andrew, you're the only one. Actually, maybe some of you are friends with me on Facebook, but Facebook is I feel like it's very, real life friends. You are welcome to join me and, follow me on Facebook. I do a lot of Facebook lives, facebook.com/RichardKuo Live. So same thing as my YouTube channel, just facebook.com/RichardKuo Live. Okay. Content wise, it's fairly similar. The topics are a little bit different because it's a different audience. My Facebook page is, how do I say this? It's more, I guess, man, I don't want to say real life friends, local friends, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I'll make Facebook lives whenever, but I have a feeling right now, I'm feeling the YouTube lives. Like, you guys are pretty cool. I appreciate your questions so much. So before I go on forever, I'm going to pause and sign off because it is 11 p.m. I got to wake up in 6 hours and do a lot of cool stuff. Thank you so much for hopping on. I just want to stay on here forever. I seriously do. You guys are awesome. Okay, take care, and I will see you on soon. Let me know when you like me to do these. I'll just do them whenever I feel like, honestly. But hopefully maybe I'll have a certain schedule going once I kind of get a flow or something like that. Okay, cool. Thanks. Take care. Bye.